Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Business Programming TV, your favorite business and programming show. So, today, what I'm going to be showing you is a lot of new stuff that I've learned, some, like, just one cool process that I've learned. There is no video in like a few weeks because I was learning like crazy. I've been learning so much. I've learned so much things now that I can do some good stuff right now. I can do some stuff. I'm on part 3 of the full RPA training right now. So I'm doing this RPA developer training. I finished the starter awareness and UiPath licensing training, and I've done level 1. That's completely done. You'll see, I've done all these lessons, 13 lessons, 155 parts, and I've passed my exam. So I went on to the next level 2, the orchestrator training. I've done that, like 21 parts, not that much. I've passed my exam again, and I'm now doing this, the level 3 advanced training. That's a little harder, and I'm finding it so interesting. It's so cool to do, because in this thing you really get to make stuff, like really good stuff. Because now they give you some kind of role play that you're working for Acme, like you're a employee of Acme, and you have to build some stuff for them, and you have this like external side that they made, and you just have the login name and all that stuff. It's really cool how they do it. But today, what I'm going to be showing you is a cool process. What has to do with Amazon, and it's actually pretty practical. Actually, yeah. So, the process is over here. It's also in my map, of course. In here, RPA developer level 3, and oh, it's not even in here. What am I talking about? Level 3. It's not in level 3. It's in level 1, and it's in level lesson. Jesus, can't talk. Recording. Oh no, not in recording. Data scraping. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This one. Part 3. Amazon data scraping. So there you have it. This is exactly this project. So what this does is, you can't see anything about this because I recorded. You call this recording the actions that you do, and the computer will do it for you. So let me clear my output pane, and I will quickly explain how this works. It's not, you can't really explain a lot here because it's just computer seeing what you do and he'll do it for you. That's basically what it's doing. I've made this thing I think a few, like 2 to 3 weeks ago, so I've like not done. Now I will do different than I did back then, because this is like not really like what you call it. It's not really readable, if you know what I mean. So you got, as you can see, by the way, this thing got a new overhaul. There is a new UiPath update. As I say, there's always new updates with UiPath, so that's cool. We got new icons, some new names and stuff for things. Let me open the activities pane. There we go. You see new icons, like fully new icon. Siri, what the hell? Okay, but let me explain it now. So what it basically does is you record some actions that you do one time, and the computer does the things for you. Like what you did, he will do it for you as much as you want. So for this part, there's nothing more to like explain, because that's just unexplainable. You have to see it, but I'm not going to show you that. Then this action, this activity is easy. The write CSV file, it will basically make an Excel file named amazon.csv, and the input for the, as you can see here, input for this Amazon file is the extracted data variable, and that's a extracted data table. This is the name, extracted data table variable. I see I have two now. I don't need that, but it still works. I tested it. So basically what is stored in this variable is this. You can see the output of this last action. So it goes through here, it will do this thing, it will then do this thing. And what you get out of this property, like this area, will be outputted as an extract data table variable. Why isn't it not? Okay, wait. Oh, really? Okay, there we go. Extract data table, as you can see here. So that this thing basically just is the full-on input of this thing. But because you store it in a variable, it's smaller. A variable is just a container. So this is all. This is everything, and I'll show you now what it does. Because let me close this. Let me open this. Let me delete this. Don't need it now. And we'll open the Amazon. So this is a book. I just searched Amazon automation. Just automation. So let me close this one. Don't need it anymore. And we'll head over to this boy. What I can do is do start. This is new, by the way. If you start a process, it will automatically debug it, and that's not what I'm wanting right now. I don't want that, so I just press the start file without debugging. So start file without debugging, and you'll immediately see if it's working. Should work. That it's going to scroll through the books. There it goes. What it's doing, basically, I'm not touching anything. As you can see, my mouse is not doing anything. What it's doing now is it's reading all these books. It's just literally reading all these books. I put in my thing, in my description, in my process, that it has to read 100 books. It has to read the author, it has to read the URL of the book, it has to read the price and the title, of course. And that's all. And what it did now is it got all the information with this process, this area, and all the information gathered is stored in this variable, the extracted data table variable. And that variable is the input for the write CSV file action. So it will read the data that came from this in an Amazon file. So you'll see that it created a Amazon file again. So we press that and you'll see 100 books. It's not clean. You can I did not do it in this process because I was just starting. Because now it's like not you can't read this really. You have to really read close and see what's it saying and everything. But you can see it's like $11.39. It's Rise of the Robots Technology and Threat of the Jobless Future. And there you have the URL. Martin Ford is the author. The date 2/16 and the price. You see title, URI, author and price. So that's all, and you have got 100 books. Yes, 100 books. But you can also read 2 books if you want, or 5 books, 10, 1,000, 5,000, what you want. But there are probably not 5,000 books on Amazon. Maybe there are, I don't know. But what it's doing is just quickly reading through this, going down all the way, pressing the next button, boom, next page, reads it all, boom, next page. And it's way quicker than we can, because you can see, you read it in like, I think I deleted it, did I? No, it read it in 23 seconds. 100 books, title, author, price, and URL. That's amazing, isn't it? 23 seconds reading 100 books. And you can just search them up if you want to. You can just copy the URL, put it in your browser, search, boom, your book in front of you, right in front of you. You can buy it, boom, done. Don't have to read all the books. You can just let the robot do the work for you. You don't have to read all this stupid other stuff. You of course will have to read through this, but there are different like other processes that can scan through this as well. But I was not that far into RPA when I made this robot, because it's been a while. But I'll show the basic things first. So this is cool, isn't it? So what we'll do now is we'll keep it open. We'll delete this thing again. Don't need that. It will make a new one, because what we are going to do now is we're going to work with UiPath Orchestrator. This is a huge thing. This is a huge thing. What the orchestrator does is you can activate things with Orchestrator. So you don't have to go up to your file, open your file, press the start, and that stuff. So, you can see over here, I got 13 faulted processes and 9 successful ones. I was testing a bit, so that's why they are all faulted. So, let's see if I can remember how to do this. So we got processes. Oh yeah, we have to first of all upload it. We have to do this. Publish. You see? Package an automation process or library. Add the release notes. Manage version and publish the package to Orchestrator or a custom feed. So publish it. Give it a name. Give it the path where you have to store it. So custom. Let me get it in the folder where I store all my things. So RPA, UiPath packages. There it goes. It's called. You don't have to. Oh, by the way, you don't have to put in a name. That's all. And you can get a password if you want to, but not really needed. So publish it. There we go. It's published. There we go. So now we head back. And what we do now is it's not up here. So we'll have to probably download it, or it can be in here. Is it? Nope, it's not. So we have to upload it. So browse to the RPA developer, RPA, just RPA, yes. And there it is, this one. Upload it, boom. So now we uploaded it, and now it's a perfect process. So now we got that. We have to put this thing in an environment. So where is it? Oh, it's not activated yet. That's true. So we have to go to machines. We've got a few machines here. We've got a few robots. We've got one robot right now. And okay, let me see. How do we do this again? We have to create a new package. There we go. Package version just the one in the test environment. Input values, output files not needed for this. And there we go. Amazon data scraping done. Robots. No processes. That's yep. Let me see. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Libraries. We've got all these things. Yes. The jobs. There we go. There we go. We select the process. Amazon data test environment. We select the test robot because we want to put it onto the test robot, and we can run it. Let's see, does it work? Command send. It's pending. Will it work is the question. Still pending. If it says pending too long, it will probably not do it. But I had this problem with manualing, like activating a process manually. Oh, it's running. You see, it's done. It's running now, so it's now working. So you don't have to do anything. But I had a problem with the manually activating processes. It like literally folded immediately. Still don't have the fix for it, but the day after it looked like it was just gone, so probably some kind of stuff. You can see it loading up here, as you can see. It's loading the new pages over and over. So, successful. So it's done. So, okay, it's done. We'll see. Is it done? It's not, as you can see. Where is our Excel file? I've got no clue. Where is it gone? It should have made the Excel file. How did it not make the Excel file was the question. Do we load it again? No, it is successful. But is it in here maybe? Few logs. Were the logs correctly? Data scraping. Unit ended. A few details. Information log type default. Okay. Execution time 18 seconds. It's quicker. But it did not write them in a CSV file. Did it? Does not look like it. That's weird. But we'll see that. Maybe this works because it says successfully. It's kind of weird. It is successful, but it just did not write it in a CSV file. But that's not our main concern, because it's about the orchestrator now and not about our process. What you can also do is get the robot for the quick shortcut. So the robot should activate. Hello robot, there it goes. You can see, you can just add all the jobs that you have on your orchestrator in here. Jobs. In here there is this one, just this one, because the other ones are in this case not activated because they weren't used for too long, but they will show on the robot page. So I can just press this button as well, and it will do the process. As you can see, it's loading these things. See, it's loading all these things and it's reading it. It's reading the price, the author, the URL. And then that should be done. And it'll say down here, it's gonna, it's gone, but it will say successfully. But is it there? No, it's still not there. So there is a problem with this, and I will try and fix it after. But it is successful. It says successful. So that's cool, because you can activate it on different ways. Don't know why it's not writing the CSV file right here, but I need not change anything on that. But I'll look into that after. But there is another way. There is another way that's even cooler. I can activate it through my phone. If you download the UI Orchestrator app on your phone, you can activate your process on your phone. So you can be home and you have to activate something on your work and your computer is still on. You can just do a process. You can just run a yearly a yearly program or something, like anything. You can just do it. If you have to do something real quick and your computer's still on, just do it. You can just run the progress. So let me see. I'm doing stuff on my phone now. I'll go to jobs. I see all the jobs. I do start job, select the process, and I'll have to load. Yeah, there it is. Amazon data scraping test environment, specific robot, select the test robot. Yes. Next. And then just press start job. And I'll open the thing here. Start job. There we go. Are you sure you want to start this job? Yes. And then you have to confirm it with or a password or your fingerprint. Your touch ID if you're on job created. So there it is, pending. And you will see this thing load in a second up here. Because it should work. Still pending. Oh, the problem is, or isn't it? No, that should not be a problem, is it? Wait. Let me see. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, there we go. It's running. It's just good. Sometimes it just takes some time. But as you can see, the source is different now, because this is manual, this is agent, and this is manual. And agent means if you activate it through robot. So, successful. And I see on my phone it's successfully completed. So, that's cool, isn't it? You can activate it from everywhere. If your computer is still on, of course. So clear the output pane. But did it read? No, it still did not do it. But where is it then? It could be in the UI packages one. No. No, it should just be in the thing over there. We can search for it maybe. On my PC, Amazon. Oh, I should not do caps. Amazon. Search. Because I don't know. It should not. It should just be in that map there in the folder where it's supposed to be. So we'll let it run. Maybe we'll find it, but I don't think we'll find it. But let me actually check these things now. View the logs, because you can get some information about that. Because you can see the total execution time in here, the file name that you run, machine ID, not that really important, robot name, on what robot you did run the process, the process name, the machine name, in this case my desktop, Windows identity is my desktop slash user, it's Dutch but English it's user, and fingerprint, yeah, you don't know my fingerprint, because this is, I don't think it has anything to do with my fingerprint, that was done, but the timestamp, when it was, the log type, your level, it's an information level, the message, and the raw message, yeah, I don't know, it's just an object message, and in here it's almost the same, because this is just when it started and this is when it ended. But what you learn now is to get more logs in, because now you see ended, started, but then you see you have, because in this progress there's like process, there's like one thing, but in different processes, like the re framework, I'll show you that. Oh, it's still loading, but I'll show you that in a minute. The re framework is different. You don't have this one thing, but you learn to make logs for every thing that activates. So you have different parts in your process that activate, and it will give a log like successfully activated this and this and this, and successfully ended this and this and this, variable passed to the next part of the process. And then you see the next one, successfully variable is successfully arrived, and we can continue the process part number 2 or 3, or a name from the process part. And then it said, okay, process done, let's get on to the next one. And so you will see that when your process is going wrong, when it's going wrong, when it's faulted, you can see where it faulted, and you can adjust that, and you can get the faults out of there. But then after that you also learn how to prevent faulting actions in your process with different activities, and that's really important and interesting, because that will make your process at the end of the day. So let me see, is it done? It is, and there it is. They are all over here. You see? They're all over here. Why is it in my bin? It's in my trash. It's in my trash bin. I don't know why. They are all in my trash bin. That's weird. But I'll I'll fix that off the recording. So what I was going to show you guys was, oh no, not Microsoft Edge, but the Re framework. Is in that you'll see how much stuff there is in there. Like the process that you just saw, that's nothing. That's the most easy thing you can build. It's like maybe 1/10 of a part of a whole process that you can make in UiPath. Because the things, like the things you can make are endless, dude. You can think of so much stuff. So much. So let's get into it and see how big stuff can get. 'Cause this is one of the latest processes. It's an example. I did not build this. It's an example. But I'll just show you how big things can get, because I'm learning how to make these big things now. So here you see. You think, oh, that's not that big though. It's just some things, you know. It's like not bigger than this one. You see? Not that big. But when you get into the stuff, like this is in it, it reads the config file and initializes the applications. But if you double click it, you can see there's a whole process in here. Now you think like, oh, okay, this is as big as the other one, maybe a little bigger. But that's not everything, because you can also, this is an invoked activity. This is a different activity on its own. There's an activity in an activity. Because this is a framework for the init all, so init is initialize, of course. Init initialize all applications, example. But that, I'll close this one. This one, yes, the Amazon one. But that's nothing, because the init, as you can see, this is small, right? But that's the same. So this is the main file where we are in right here. You can see main. So this is the main file. But you can see this is the main. But you have another file in it, all settings, and that's literally in here. That's this thing. That's a process on its own. Oh, that's the wrong button. That's a process on its own. Like I can press this and you will see a completely different process, and that process is in this process. Show me. So we'll see that. That's just in mind. It's just so much work. Like processes can get so big. Like hours of work. So this, literally, this whole thing is, okay, so this whole thing, yeah? Remind that whole thing is literally this thing, but then invoked, so it's like, you get a better overview of it, because it's otherwise it's going to be so big. But this thing, literally, this small, invoked, initialize all application workflow, is this whole thing, this whole process on its own. And that's huge. Because imagine, like, just think about it. This, remember this whole, like the scale of this. Remember this scale of this as an invoke. So every invoke is as big as that thing you saw just there. So there's one in here. And this is already a big process. But you'll see that, so that's the same invoke, but in the get transaction data, that's the next thing. If it's successful, if this thing is successful, it will go to the get transaction data. If it's not, it will end the process. But in here, you'll see huge, and you can see there is an invoke in here as well, an invoke get transaction data workflow. We can see that. We'll see that. Let me search that for you real quick. We'll go to RPA developer, hello, advanced training, framework mask, and you'll see framework. All these processes are in this one process. As you can see, initialize all applications. That's what we saw just there. But this one is the get transaction data. So this one, we'll open that. How big is this one? Let me see. I'm not really sure. I haven't seen that one. Let me get this thing out of the way. Yeah, I don't need this. You see how big this one is? Shiri, come on. You see how big that one is? Let me see. I don't know how big it is. Here. Not that big. It's not that big, but still, there's a process in another process in another process in another process. And that's when things get huge. Like this thing is pretty big. So the next one, here's another invoke one. And it's all placed in a try catch activity. So it tries something, if it's not working, if it catches any type of exception, it will put out a log and say this went wrong, this is the problem, and it will end the process correctly without any problems. Like literally, it's so organized and you get a great overview of how everything works. Another invoke in here. So things can get really bad, well, big. And I think that's everything for today, guys. I think this is everything I got for you. We talked about the Amazon project, how you can, different ways on activating these things, and on the reframework. One of, like, I think the biggest process I've seen in my career of programming with UiPath, with RPA. So that's really cool to see. It can get so huge, and I'm really happy to do this. So if you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to see more, make sure to watch my other episode 1. I'll be explaining more about myself and literally the basic of this UiPath's journey. And I hope I'll see you guys in the next episode. And by the way, make sure to follow me on Instagram as well, at Björn Uitenbroek. I'll put a link in my bio. Links are in my bio from my YouTubes, of course. I don't think that's needed, but I'll still put it in there. If you want to send it to somebody or anything, just please share it, guys, please. There's a link of LinkedIn and on the Instagram. And that's it for today, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's hope for some good, more episodes to come. And I'll see you later, guys. Bye.